Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about the Week 3 injury report for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There is yet again a lot of names on this list, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. Jamel Dean was a limited participant in Wednesday's practice with a knee injury. If I had to guess, I'm going to say that Jamel Dean will probably be good to go, but it is worrying to see Jamel Dean on the injury report. This is the first time he's been on the injury report this season so far, and I hope this isn't going to be a trend continuing. Jamel Dean has been healthy the past 2 weeks against the Washington Commanders, against the Detroit Lions, and he's looked really good so far throughout the early portions of the season. He's very much needed on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so fingers crossed that he can get through this knee injury. Again, it's not like it's knocking him out of practice. That's a very positive thing. But again, fingers crossed that he can get healthy and get off of the injury report going forward. Will Golston, I was going to say Golston, because he is on the injury report with a knee injury that did not have him participating in Wednesday's practice. This is the second week in a row Will Golston has been on the injury report, but it's actually for a different injury. In week number 2, Will Golston was dealing with an elbow injury that had limited him on that literally same time last week, but he was full go Thursday and Friday with that elbow injury. But this week it's a knee injury. And look, Will Golston, he's a veteran. Whenever you get to this point in your career, you're gonna have some injuries here and there. So the knee injury did knock him out of Wednesday's practice. We will see how much that will affect him going forward. So fingers crossed that he can maintain his health overall, get some more reps in practice on Thursday and Friday, because he will be needed for defensive line depth. Luke Goedeke, the starting right tackle, did not participate in Wednesday's practice. He's still going through the concussion protocol. In fact, I want to see what the heck the story was on Tuesday, or I guess I should say week 2 of last week. So he was a limited participant on Wednesday's practice this time last week, did not go on Thursday and on Friday. So he's another guy that's going to be worth looking at, worth paying attention to. Justin Skule would be that right tackle yet again. If Luke Goedeke cannot go, Justin Skule did not have a great week number 2, but is a big reason of that because he was going up against Aiden Hutchinson. I think that certainly is a big contributing factor there. So we will see if Luke Goedeke can go. He should have a bit of an easier, Justin Skule should have a bit of an easier matchup this week against the Broncos if Goedeke cannot go. Logan Hall's back on the injury report with a foot injury. It limited him in Wednesday's practice. Now, Logan Hall was on the injury report last week with the same foot injury that knocked him out of week number 1. He was limited Wednesday, limited Thursday, full go on Friday. I imagine you could see this being a very similar week where taking their time with it, being cautious with it. This is something that has bothered him for now 3 weeks in a row. So let's hope that he can continue to get healthier. He did play in last week's game as well. So they are going to need him. That isn't an understatement. They are going to need Logan Hall's services out there. So hopefully he will be healthy. Hopefully he will be ready to go in this upcoming game against the Broncos. I want to see, so far he's only registered 1 tackle this year. I want to see what his snap count is, however, if we can find that, because that would be some good information to get. I don't necessarily think we are going to get it. Hold on just a moment. We do. So he played 35% of the defensive snaps in week 2. So maybe he'll ramp that up. Maybe we'll get some more snap counts going forward in week number 3. Josh Hayes did not participate in Wednesday's practice with an ankle injury. This is the same ankle injury that knocked him out early of the Washington Commanders game that left him not playing against the Detroit Lions, so no movement on that. He is still inactive. Kancey is still not practicing with a calf injury. Now, he, as far as I know, I don't think he has practiced now for the third week in a row. Let's go back to week 1 where the Bucs did have a very extensive injury report, it looks like he had sustained the injury on Friday of week 1. That's whenever he had sustained this calf injury, was on Friday of week 1. Then in week 2, Kancey did not participate in practice at all in week number 2, and now to start off week 3, he is not participating. So, it is something to worry about. It is something to pay attention to at this point. If he can't go another week, he misses 3 games in a row for the Bucs. You've got to be concerned. I mean, you've 100% got to be concerned for the overall health of Kancey at that point, and really his availability for the entire season going forward. I'm not saying he's going to get put on IR or something, but if this is going to be a nagging issue, not great for one of the better young players on the Buccaneers team. Cameron Johnson was limited with an ankle injury in Wednesday's practice. The first time we have seen Cameron Johnson on the injury report so far this season. The only wide receiver, thankfully, on the Bucs injury report right now. I'm trying to remember if there was any wide receivers in week 2. I want to say McMillan was on there. I could be 100% wrong. Mike Evans had a rest day, so he was fine. But aside from that, week 1, did you have anybody? Mike Evans had another rest day. Trey Palmer was the person. He had some concussion stuff. He was questionable for week 1. I think he did end up playing in that game. So the Bucs have been very fortunate at wide receivers so far this year to not have a lot of big concerns with injuries. So knock on wood for that, goodness sakes. But Cameron Johnson is a little bit limited here. Vita Vea is a big one here, no pun intended. Did not participate in Wednesday's practice due to a knee injury. I believe it was Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times who had reported that he is dealing with an MCL sprain. He is considered day-to-day. I've talked about that in a separate video, but fingers crossed that Vita Vea can play going forward, okay? Especially with all the injuries to the defensive line. Again, Will Golston, Logan Hall, Kancey, now Vita Vea. I mean, you're looking at 3-4, you're looking at all 3 of your starting defensive linemen dealing with injuries. So it's not great. Of course, you would be taking a look at Greg Gaines as the nose tackle if Vita Vea cannot go. And I like Greg Gaines, but you cannot replace Vita Vea, man. You just can't do it. Rachaad White was limited in Wednesday's practice with a groin injury. Now, I believe somebody had tweeted out, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Greg Allman. It may have been Jenna Lane of ESPN. But I believe the word is that he's going to be fine. Rachaad White's going to be fine. It may have even been like Jordan Schultz or something. But Rachaad White's going to be fine. He's going to be playing. If he does get any dip in his snaps, then you'll see Bucky Irving continue to get a lot of work going forward. Bucky Irving's looked pretty good in my opinion. So we'll just have to pay attention, see how the Bucs get going here going forward in week 3 versus the Denver Broncos in the running game, with potentially, a guy like Rachaad White being a little bit banged up overall in terms of what's going on out there. Finally, Winfield Jr. did not participate. He's still dealing with a foot injury, foot ankle sprain. We've talked about this already in multiple videos. He is still expected to miss the next couple of weeks. Was not placed on the IR, thankfully, but I don't think has any expectations to play this week or possibly even next week as well. But folks, that's pretty much it here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers injury report. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about all the players who are dealing with injuries down in the comment section below. What do you think about the entirety of the Buccaneers defensive line starting guys being hurt, with Logan Hall dealing with a foot injury still, with now Vita Vea dealing with a knee injury, and with Kancey dealing with a calf injury? Let me know, even like Will Golston's dealing with a knee injury of his own. So, I mean, this defensive line's absolutely decimated right now. Secondary's getting a little bit healthier, right? Secondary is getting a little bit healthier. Zion McCollum is healthier. That's good. Luke Gedeke still not being available is worrying. But we're just going to have to wait and see. And also Rachaad White being limited is a little concerning as well. But ultimately, we're just going to have to wait and see how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers adjust to all of this. So again, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them down in the comments section below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. And as always, folks, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. Subscribe if you guys are new, by the way. We are on the road to 30,000 1,000 subscribers, just like how Mike Evans is on the road to 1,000 receiving yards this year. But again, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.